Stephen, let's start with you. What was your experience like coming out?
Terrible. How was yours?
Not a Disney movie, that's for sure.
How old were you?
So, I was just at the end of high school, kind of going into college, and I was very aware for me, there was a gay kid in our school at high school, and seeing how he was bullied, seeing how he was treated, it was pretty clear for me, I wasn't going to come out in high school. It was not the place that was going to be where I thrived. So when it came to choosing a college, I actually chose to go to a college 2 towns over, which meant I had to get a bus and a train every day. But in my head, I kind of knew nobody from my school was going to be there. So that would be my new life. And yeah, in about the maybe first week of that college, I came out as gay to the first people in my life. And that was received quite well, actually. But yeah, there was some other stuff before that kind of happened in high school, which wasn't really that great.
So that would have been, 16, 17?
Yeah, it would have been about 17, I think. Yeah, because I remember it was just before I could go out drinking officially. And yeah, then there's kind of a level then of me coming out, I suppose, just then me realising there was gay bars and gay clubs, but we'll get to that, won't we?
We will. He said it wasn't that great.
Do
you want to say a little bit more about that?
Yeah, I do. Yeah. So, because I think, you talk about coming out is when you're ready and you're accepting of your sexuality, but there's this whole journey before that, right? So how do we actually know we're gay? For me, when we had sex education in primary school, I remember there was no mention of gay. And then you kind of have this feeling inside where you know you're different. You can notice that what you want to talk about and other boys at school want to talk about isn't the same. What your interests are is not the same. And I know we've spoken about this before. There's a very vivid memory, I don't know why, of me waiting at the top of the stairs for my mum to come home because she'd gone to Woolworths on the way home from work to buy Martin McCutcheon's Perfect Moment on CD. And I needed that CD as soon as it came out. And it's just they were the telltale signs, I suppose. Not to say that everyone who has to like her music is gay, but
But it helps.
Other boys around me at school were not interested in that. They were interested in football or, other things, sports. That just wasn't my thing at all. And so, there's all these little signals and signs that you kind of are aware of, but because you're so young and you're still developing, you're not really sure what it means. And this is how it was for me anyway. And so, yeah, I think the crunch point came for me when I was in high school. And I just noticed that I was becoming attracted to boys more and more. And also there was things watching Big Brother on TV or Queer as Folk that was, I think, out at the time on Channel 4. And I had a TV in my bedroom and I was just oh my gosh, this looks like I want to be in Manchester. This is the life I want. This looks amazing. But knowing that I couldn't talk to my parents about it or couldn't talk to my sister about it, I had to keep that to myself. It starts to build a bit of shame. And yeah, it was at high school specifically where I think I wasn't comfortable with being gay or wasn't sure I was. And it was when I was kissing this girl who had liked me for a while and we'd been friends for a long time. And I kind of knew that for me, that I didn't want to carry on and go any further. So for me, that was kind of my moment when I was okay, no, I think this is it now. Because if I wasn't gay, I'd surely want to carry on, go further with this girl, but I didn't. And so, yeah, for me, that was kind of when I kind of knew I was gay. But then something quite traumatic happened after that in school. So the next day when I went to school, this girl had got really upset because she felt I'd shunned her, and her ex-boyfriend had printed out basically some posters about me saying stuff like, you're a fudge packer, you love Cher, Batty Boy and all this. They'd stuck them up all over high school. So I felt really shamed and I felt really embarrassed. And yeah, that incident for me, kind of changed the way a lot of how I behave. And yeah, it taught me that, if I'm going to be gay, then this is what people are going to think. This is what's going to happen. So, hide that be what people need you to be what people want you to be. Don't show what you really think and feel. So that, I think, delayed my coming out in high school for sure, because I denied it. I said all the posters were lies, and and obviously school moves on. I thought that was gonna like be the end of me, and it wasn't. Like 2 weeks later, everything was like back to normal. No one really cared. But yeah, like that was one of the big reasons why I think for me, I did not come out until I was in an environment where I felt like I wasn't going to be judged. So yeah, for me, coming out, I remember actually when I was at college, I had AS results, and I had a party at my house, and I brought my friends from college in Leeds and my friends from high school together, and all my college friends knew I was gay, but my high school friends didn't, so I took one of them at a time upstairs at my party and was like, I'm gay, and also this is my boyfriend, and they were like, yeah, we know. I was like thinking it was this big thing that like I scheduled in all these one-to-ones to like announce I was gay, and they're like, yeah, we've known for a while. So